hands and knees, all fours. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a second to just rock the hips side to side. Take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Try to relax the muscles in the face, so just wriggle out the eyebrows and the jaw so there's no tension in the face. And then round in little circles, inhale forward, exhale back. So your wrists and your hips get a nice little massage here. Deep breath in as you come forward, push into the fingertips, slow breath out as you sit the hips back. And then just go the opposite direction. Well done. Inhale forward, exhale back. Lovely little exercise for stiff or tight hips. And if you feel tension in your wrists from the usual things, phones and computers. And then back to the center, we'll move out the spine. Inhale to arch the spine, cow pose. Exhale to round the spine, cat pose. So hands and knees stay where they are, shoulders and hips stay where they are. You're moving out from the pelvis, the spine, the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift the belly, lift the spine up to the ceiling. Slow, deep breath in and slow breath out. The deep breathing is important to keep your yoga practice mindful, so you're staying in the present moment, you're paying attention to your body as you move, listening to the breath, and you're sending fresh oxygen and blood supply to the areas that you're stretching. Nice, we'll come down onto the forearms and just do a little cat and cow for the lower back especially. Nice, and then come back up. We'll step the right foot forward, come into a low lunge, so ankle and knee are in line here. And the left knee is back behind the hip, so you get a nice stretch and opening. You can come up to the fingertips, lift the chin, take a deep breath. Then we're gonna tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, press it into the left hand, twist the torso and reach the right arm up. You can look to the mat here or look up to your hand. If this pose is too much, just keep the back knee on the mat. Twisting from the belly button upwards, stacking the shoulders, reaching up through the fingertips. You can roll out the right wrist here, keep breathing. Really pulling back with the left heel so you feel the stretch in the back of the left leg. Sink in the hips so you feel a stretch in the hips. One more deep breath. Lovely. We're going to step it back to plank pose. If plank pose isn't happening for you just yet, you can just do it on the knees, engaging the core. Otherwise, you're in a straight line, squeezing everything in the body, looking forward. Don't hold your breath here. Keep breathing. And then lower the knees. Well done. Coming to low lunge on the other side. So Anjaneyasana. Asana. Find your alignment. Lift the chin and the chest. Take a deep breath. Lovely, well done. And then you're coming to twisted lunge. So you can do it with the right knee on the mat, or you can lift the right knee. Reaching up with the left fingertips, trying to stack the shoulders and breathe deeply, sink the hips down. You can roll out that wrist. Well done. Step it back to plank or to all fours, trying to hug the belly button in, engage in your core muscles, your abdomen. Breathe in. And then pushing it back to downward dog. Hands staying shoulder width, feet are hip width. Maybe walking the feet back a little bit. Little bend in the knees, especially if you feel tight in your body. And let the head drop so you're looking between the legs. You let some nice fresh blood supply arrive at the brain. Lovely, and then lower the knees back down. Inhale, arch the spine, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Step the right foot forward, coming back to your low lunge, this time interlacing the fingers behind the back. If you can, press the palms together. Sink the hips down, lift the arms up, lift the chin up. And then bring the arms forward, cross the right arm over the left, give yourself a big hug here. Walk the hands back as far as you can, and deep breaths. Imagine sending your breath into your upper back, the area that we're opening here. You should feel your lungs expand and contract with your fingertips. Deep breaths. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog for 5 breaths. This time just pedal out the feet, wriggle around whatever way feels nice for your body. And drop the knees. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine. And left foot comes forward. Anjaneyasana, low lunge position with the arms back if it's comfortable. If this is too much on your shoulders, you can just reach the hands back. Otherwise, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms together, lifting the chin. Bring the hands forward. So opposite arms now, left over right for me. Walk the fingertips back, sink the hips. Keeping the core engaged here so you're not kind of flopping into the pose. Technical term, flopping. Feel the breath as it reaches your upper back here. Your lungs expand as you inhale. Stretching the muscles in the back and relax on the exhale. Lovely. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. In downward dog, come to your tippy toes, shift forward into a plank. So hands and feet should stay where they are. Lower onto your belly. Toes pointing back. Slide the hands just past the shoulders or before the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chin, the chest, roll the shoulders back. Just come as high as it's comfortable and exhale back down. I'm going to do that 3 more times, so really pay attention to your body here and don't come up higher if it doesn't feel good. The feet are pointing back, the tops of the toes pressing into the mat. Inhale, chin, chest, shoulder blades are starting to squeeze together. Come up as high as it's comfortable, and then exhale like you're melting back down to the mat. Lovely. Press into the hands and the feet, step it back, downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back to your feet, bend your knees, hold on to the elbows, drop the head. Forward fold or ragdoll pose, let the head drop. Keeping the feet nice and strong, gripping the mat with the feet and just letting the torso relax. And bring the fingertips just to your shins. Try to straighten the legs, suck in the belly, lengthen the spine and bring the shoulders back away from the ears. And then exhale, bend the knees, drop the head. Inhale, straighten the legs and lengthen the torso. Exhale, fold. 2 more times with your own breath. Inhale, well done, lengthen. And exhale, fold and relax the torso down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the left knee. Place the left hand on the mat, right hand to the sky. Look to your mat or straight ahead or up to your right hand. Well done. And switch. Bend the right knee, right hand to the mat, left hand to the sky. Come back and walk the hands forward, back to plank. So nice distance between the hands and the feet. Lower the knees, come onto your belly. Reach the hands back, we're coming into locust pose, Shalavasana. Squeezing the legs, pointing the toes, rolling the shoulders back, lifting up as high as you can. Try to lift the knees off the mat if you can. Exhale back down. Take a deep breath. The same again. Upper body is just like Cobra, and we're reaching the hands back, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chin, and then squeeze the legs, point the toes, lift, 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 and exhale. Well done. Take a little rest. And last one, we'll come up. We'll take a deep breath in and out while we're up there, and then we'll come back down. When you're ready, inhale, come up. Breathe in and out. And exhale, relax. Bend the knees and just sway the feet side to side. And release the legs back down, hands underneath the shoulders. Come up to Cobra and then exhale, downward facing dog. Try to lengthen the spine, so you're pushing from your hands to your hips. So feel a nice long spine, and then you're pushing down into the feet from the hips, so you're lengthening the whole back of the body. Let the head drop. 2 more deep breaths. And exhale the knees down. Inhale, lift the right arm up and the left leg back. Try and keep the core engaged. while you're focusing on lifting the hand and the foot up, it's very easy to, I often find myself just slumping into the pose and losing connection here. So try to keep the pelvis in line and the belly sucked in. Then we're going to bring right elbow to left knee and round the spine. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, knee and elbow and round. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Nice. Come back to the center. Do a few little circles. Inhale forward, exhale back, and opposite direction. I can feel myself nice and warm now. Then come back to the center and we'll do the opposite arm and leg. Right leg up, left arm forward. Keep this midsection engaged and in line so you're supporting the body, keeping it safe. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, elbow to knee and try to round the upper body. Inhale, exhale. Well done. Back to the center. We'll take a well-deserved child's pose and let the body relax for a second. Feet are together, knees are as wide as they'll go. If your head doesn't easily come to the mat, if you find yourself kind of like this, prop yourself up with something so that you can release down into it. So you kind of tilt in the pelvis here, stick the bum out to release the low back and the hips. You can rest on blocks or cushions here, or if you're a little bit more down, you can rest on the forearms or the forehead. Relaxing the forearms to the ground. Relax the belly, let go of the belly here. Drop the shoulders, let the shoulders rest. Close your eyes and just focus on the breath. Nothing else to do or to think about here. Just letting the body rest, letting the center of the forehead press into the mat or your prop, and listening to the sound of your own breath. I'm going to stay for another moment here, so see if you can release any more tension in the body, relaxing maybe the fingers or the jaw, and slow your breathing down, so you're breathing deeper, slower breaths. Take for 3 more big deep breaths. As you inhale, come back to all fours. You can walk the knees forward as we flip over onto our backs. Scooch up to the top of the mat and then roll the spine down. You can extend the right leg to the sky. Flex the foot, point the foot, flex, point, flex, point, and circle out, ankle clockwise, anti-clockwise. And then bend and extend with a flex foot, bend and extend. And then with the flex toes, so toes curling back, place it on the left knee. Had to check there. Bring it to the left knee and pressing the right knee back. You can do this with, getting mixed up between my right and my left. You can do this with left foot on the mat, or you can hug the left knee in. I'm losing all sense of space and direction here. So hugging the left knee in if you want a deeper stretch in the glutes here. Pushing the right knee away. You want another deeper, getting in there nice and deep into a tight spot. So stay wherever is enough for you, but try to keep the face and the shoulders relaxed. Keeping the right foot flexed to protect the right knee. Left leg can just be relaxed as you're pulling it in. Keeping the breathing slow and smooth. 1 or 2 more breaths here. A really good place to stretch if you suffer from lower back pain or sciatica, the piriformis or the psoas muscle is usually tight. So we'll extend left leg to the sky, the foot flexed, and then point, flex and point 1 or 2 more times. Lovely, and then roll out that ankle, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Nice exercise to do for anyone, but especially if you stand a lot, walk a lot, run. Gives the ankles some love. And then bend and extend with a flex foot. Bend, extend, and once more. Lovely. And now to our deep glute stretch. You can either do it on the mat or hugging the knee in for extra bonus points. Hugging the knee in as you push the left knee away. You can stay still or rock side to side. Keeping the shoulders and the face relaxed. Take a few deep, soothing breaths into the body as you release tension out of the body. Well done, and then we come to happy baby, grabbing either your calves, your ankles, or the sides of your feet, spreading the feet out as wide as they'll go, so the soles of the feet are facing the ceiling and the knees are pushing down into the floor. Keep the shoulders and the belly relaxed, and you'll just feel the ultimate hip stretch here. I think most people have tight hips now, so this is probably a pose that everyone needs to do. Opening the hips out is not something that we do generally during our day because we just sit with the knees together and we walk. The hips aren't opening and we sleep. Usually the legs together, usually. So the hips don't get a chance during the day to move outward and stretch in their range of motion. So happy baby, squeeze it into your daily routine. You can do it on your bed, so you don't even need to roll your yoga mat out. Two more breaths if you can manage, if the hips aren't screaming at you. Well done. And then close the knees in. Hands behind the knees. Inhale, bring the head to the knees as long as there's no neck issues. Squeeze here for 2 breaths. And bring the feet to the edges of your mat. As we inhale, knees are just going to be up to the center. As we exhale, knees to the right. Body can just stay where it is, hands on the belly. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale and exhale. So a great exercise to do for releasing the tight hips, moving the hips around in the range of motion. Just think of windshield wipers in a car moving slowly side to side. With the breath and the movement are always in sync. Nice. Come back to the center and just let the legs drop out to the sides. We'll just take a little 2-minute shavasana here, just in stillness, soaking up all the movements that you just did. Hopefully bringing ease and calmness into the body, the muscles, the mind and the breath. Let the whole body just be still and rest. Palms are facing up, fingers released. Close your eyes. One more big deep breath in and out. Stay in this pose if you have the time. But if you're ready to finish class, you can roll over, push yourself up to sit. Nice and gently and slowly. Lengthening the spine up and relaxing the shoulders down. Reaching up through the top of the head. Take a deep breath here. Bringing the hands together at the heart. We'll take 3 deep breaths together as we close our class this morning. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale. Exhale. You can take a little bow, namaste. Bring a little smile to your face. You should be proud that you got up and moved your body today. Your body should feel the benefits of it for the rest of the day or the week. So well done, and thank you so much for joining me.